Hi everyone, I'm back with a crafty haul. Okay, I haven't done one of those in a little bit. I've done some hauls, but those are mostly art things. So this box right here is my purchase from the Greetery, and every year without fail, I guess, Betsy gets me every time. And now I know why. If you watched her demonstration videos, I guess there was 2 previews of what was in the release this year. She said something about, and I'm talking about Betsy Veldman in case you don't know. She's the owner and designer for the Greetery. She said something in her video about loving to create things that can be reused, like dies and stamps that can be used for other purposes. See, love that. And creating things that look like food, which I love. She has in her release this month for October, it's for Christmas. She has some shortbread cookies that you can make, and it's just beautiful what she's done. So that alone, if that wasn't enough to get me buying this month, I don't know what was. But then she hit my other chord, which is houses. If you've watched my channel long enough, you know that I've collected a lot of little dies and stamps that create houses, and I don't know where that other... Here it is. Here's an example. This one is a magnolia doohickey die, and this is not Betsy's, but you can see that it creates this Nordic looking house. So she's got some in her release this month that do that in conjunction with previous releases. So these are 2 older dies that I purchased last year, I believe. And this creates the sort of a post box looking thing, or she calls it the arch box, right? This is the large one, and it came out October 2024, and this is a small one. So these 2 are previously released dies that you can reuse for this release, and I have not used them yet because I never created the post box, but I want to share my haul with you. So I'm going to put this box to the side so you don't get the shadow from the light. I also did get some other previously released items, so I will try and mention that as we go along. So this first die right here is the A2 Stitched Gallops. When this came out in 2024, I did not purchase it. I do have a very similar die, but it's a rectangle. Well, it's not stitched. It's got dots all around. So this one has stitching lines. The one I have has dots, and it has a lot of different sizes compared to this one. So I went ahead and picked this up since I was placing an order. That's a previously released one. All of these, I believe... No, that's not true. This stamp set is the... What is it called? Simple Holiday Sentiments. So these are all Christmas or holiday related. Like you can make tags with these. This one is a previously released. This is from August 2025. This coordinates with what she's got in her collection this month. And I have pill-shaped dies, but not ones that will probably fit to her design. So I went ahead and picked up the Capsule Basics. And this is the reason why I purchased the 5x7 envelopes, because she made some cards, and you should just watch the 2 videos that she put together. I'm not a big fan of some of her designers. She, however, her style has always been something that I love. So I've got lots of her older design stamps and dies designs when she was with Paper Tray Ink. And you can tell she's a crafter. Like, there's a lot of folks that design things that you can tell are not crafters. I don't know if you guys can see that, but she definitely is a crafter, and you can tell that's where she comes from. And she just knows how to design things. So this one, Capsule Basics, coordinates with, let me show you a lot of these things, but this is the embossing folder that came out at the time that the die came out. So I went ahead and ordered both just in case I wanted to use them both. I know I want to use the die, but it really coordinates with this, what she calls Rosemal reflections. And a lot of this is kind of like your influence of different styles from Europe. So there's no picture on this, but this Rosemal Reflections embossing folder has this beautiful floral pattern on it. So she has dies and stamps that coordinate with all of that. So you can see here, this is the stamping guide for the Rosemal Reflections. And it's got this cluster of flowers that you would put one direction and then you would flip it over and put it the other direction. And that's what you see on this embossing folder here. And then she's got like a beautiful border that goes all the way around that you can emboss. So you're probably going to do all your stamping first, then you're going to emboss. Or do all your die cutting first, and then you're going to emboss. Because you know, if you try and do it the other direction around, you're just going to flatten out everything. So remember when you're doing all these things that you want to not have to rework everything. So she's got a coordinating die. This is the jumbo one. And this acts more like a sort of an embossing folder. It gives you more texture. And then she's got some dies in here. This is the large one, Rosemal Reflections Jumbo. That goes with that. And then she's also got this that cuts out the outlines. And she's got a smaller details die. And you can see it right here. And I think that's the one that fits to the actual large embossing folder that you're seeing. I think these are the ones that fit in there. I'm not sure. I'll have to check it. But and then these little sentiments here, there is a die that it fits on a banner in one of the, here it is. There's a banner down in here. You can barely see it. These stamps fit inside that banner, and that banner fits right here. You can see it right here in the embossing folder. So she's thought of everything, so it's right here as well. So if you want to stamp it, you can. That's what this whole like set of madness was. I did not buy the entire release simply because there's one collection in there that I didn't think I would use a whole lot of, and it's the Nativity one. And that one she did a lino cut theme. So if you're into lino cut, I know some of my friends are. She has a Nativity stamp and die that's like harkened to a lino cut stamp. I did purchase some of these honeycombs in the white because she was out of stock when I wanted to purchase originally. I don't have many white ones. Yeah, these are true white. These are not cream. So I purchased some of the white and I purchased some of the black. And then I also got the candy honeycomb. So I think this came out for, August 2024. So this came out for Halloween, if you can see. But I thought you would also be able to use this for Christmas treats. So you would put the honeycomb on top, or not. So I went ahead and got that. And then the next set of things is this, this is the shortbread. Look how she did this. She made it so that you've got a embossing folder, and you can use just that to do the card front, or you can cut it out. And there's the inner cuts, and then there's a whole grid cut here, and then you've got this really nice shape that you can use as well. So these all coordinate, and there's also this little stamp set here, which I'm looking for the name, Simply Holiday Sentiments Mini. So this is a mini one. It's the same as these, but in a mini size. And it coordinates with this set right here, where you can actually stamp onto this area, or you can make tags out of this. How beautiful. Shortbread shapes, rectangle labels. So these are all kind of coordinating items. All right. And then I also picked up this set here, which is the Bitty Holiday Botanicals. She had a similar stamp set that was like this, in just the plain regular flowers. These are all like Christmas greenery images here, and they fit to the grid. And you can purchase a stencil, okay, and you can purchase the die. Look how this diamond foliage. This is beautiful. I don't know if she's got it. No, she doesn't have an image. This one has the image in it, so you can see what the stencil does. See that? So that's really pretty. And then you can also cut out all of the little flowers if you want to do that too and use them for sprigs. So this particular stamp does come with a stencil in it because you're going to stamp in one color and then all the greenery can be done with the stencil, I believe. I'm just checking if it's the stencil that does the greenery or the actual flowers. It's one or the other. So that'll be a quick way to replicate these, and then you can die cut them if you want, or you can just, you know, use that and this stencil on it, or you can use the die on it. So those are all coordinating Bitty Holiday Botanicals in that series. And then the last thing I got, well, no, that's not true. Not the last one. The next collection is this, which is the sort of drink sort of related stuff. I say drink because there's a cocoa and there's a cider. So this is the cider one. Cocoa Cozy Cider Editions. There's a stamp and a die. And then this one is for the cocoa. So you've got like two little mittens that can hold a mug. And I think there's a mug in here somewhere in one of the dies. Hopefully I purchased it. Did I not purchase the die? Oh, it's here. There's a mug right here that can be held inside the mittens that are right here. And the mittens have a whole thing too. Like there's a whole embossing folder vibe going on here. And then you would use this die to cut away the mittens here. So you'd have this embossed panel that has die cuts. And then you could put anything in here like the mug or something else that has steam, or you could cover the steam. And then she said that the words fit right down in this open area in the embossing folder. So that is going to be so fun to play with. Cannot wait to get some crafting in. Haven't done that in a while. And then there's a stencil as well. Winter Mitts. And then there's also a stamp. So this is the layering stamp you can use if you'd like. See, you've got more sentiments in here. So you've got the warm and cocoa cozy, as well as the cider one. So it's kind of dual themed, right? I know a lot of people don't think of cider for the holidays, but I love it. Makes the house smell nice. Okay, here's the last set of items. These are the houses, and there's 3 different marketplace houses. There's a marketplace 1, a marketplace 2, and a marketplace 3, and they're all different. I'll turn them over so you can see the different styles. There's 3. This is 2, and then this is 1. And you can make them into a card front, like all 3 in a row, that like a zigzag card front, or you can also make them into a 3D box, and that's where these Archbox large dies come in. The front of this house fits to the front of this box, so you can see how wide it is right here. This will fit there. I believe that's correct. And she's done it so that you can actually cut this shape, or if you want to leave them connected, you can. You know, you can use one piece of paper to make a Z-fold card, and you would just cut the top and then do the embellishments on each one. So you'd have a row of houses. And there are decorative elements like this. So you've got the wreaths for the larger size houses and the little bows, and then there's some banners here that you can string across the buildings. So that's really cute. And also the houses have a place for these signs. So these little signs right here, which are really adorable. These little signs can go on the bigger houses, which I'm just like, yeah, I need that. So the other thing that you have is this Marketplace Mini. So these are row houses. They're the tall, skinny ones. And that one actually fits to the front of one of these boxes. So you could put 2 of these to one of these, and it would stretch across. So you'd have that. And I suppose you could also cut it if you wanted a shorter house. You don't have to use all all the levels. You could just cut it right here and then decorate here. So if you wanted a shorter sort of house. So these are all like your, I had to ask my husband because I wasn't sure. I asked him if the houses in Austria, which is where his father was from, actually look like this too. And he said, yes, they do. So it's not just Scandinavian countries that have houses like this, or, you know, like the Netherlands and stuff like that. Nordic countries, or, you know, other areas. So he did tell me that. And so I could use these for his family's cards too, his family's Christmas cards, which who knows when they'll go to them. But that's what I got from the release. And I'm so excited to play with this stuff. Like I said, check out her. She has 2 YouTube videos that preview what was in the release, and she goes through the explanation of all of them. Her samples are just amazing. Like, I always am in awe when I watch her because she makes it look so easy and uncomplicated to do them. But, you know, I'm a slow crafter, so it takes me a long time just to get one down. But I like the results whenever I see them. So I'm going to have to look for my other house dies, because I have a whole collection of like other embossing folders that are very much in the same style, but they're not by Betsy. They're from Charlie and Paul Chen. I just have to find it because I put them all together in like a container, and now I can't find the container. So anyway, that is my haul. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you are doing well, and I'll talk to you later. Bye for now.